Hello children, welcome back to the class. So in the previous class we have studied the structure and function of brain and also the about the spinal cord. And spinal cord acts as a relay station. It carries impulses from sense organs to brain and from brain to effector. But there is another important function executed by spinal cord. What is it? It is a reflex action. What is reflex action? So reflex action is a fast, immediate, automatic, involuntary responses which save us, which protect us from external dangerous stimuli. Such actions are called reflex actions, which are executed, and these reflex actions are executed without our thinking. So that means if we come in contact with a hot object, we immediately take back our hand without thinking. If sharp, intense light falls on our eyes, immediately we close our eyes without thinking. Such actions, they save us from getting damaged our organs in the body, and there is no involvement of brain. So these reflex actions are executed only by spinal cord. Very fast, immediate, automatic. Such actions are called reflex actions. And you can see the TS of spinal cord. Spinal in medulla oblongata, we have seen in the brain the cerebral cortex is grey in color and cerebral medulla is white in color. But in medulla oblongata, the outer part is white in color and inner part is grey in color. In the same way, in spinal cord also, white matter is outside and grey matter is inside. See, this grey matter is in the form of X or H shaped. X or H shaped structure, having four horns. Upper two horns are called dorsal horns, lower two horns are called ventral horns. This is the TS of spinal cord. And now we shall see how the reflex action takes place. So the reflex action, when a person comes in contact with a certain dangerous condition, immediately the receptor will receive the stimulus, and it will immediately through sense organ it sends impulses to the spinal cord, and in the spinal cord there is interneuron or association neuron. It analyzes the situation, immediately generates impulses and sends the impulses through motor neuron to the effector, and the effector executes the action. So all these components which are involved in the execution of reflex action make a reflex arc. So here you can see this is dorsal horn, this is ventral horn. Through dorsal horn, the sensory nerve enters in, and through ventral horn, the motor nerve exits out. Okay, and we have studied when we were studying the structure of neuron, two types of neurons: sensory neurons and motor neurons. Sensory neurons carry impulses from sense organs to brain and spinal cord, and motor neurons carry impulses from brain and spinal cord to the effector. But if a nerve contains both the sensory nerve fiber and motor nerve fiber, such neurons are called mixed nerves or mixed neurons. So all the spinal nerves are mixed nerves because they are having sensory neuron and also motor neuron. So this is how the reflex action is executed. All the compounds are put together in the execution of reflex action is called reflex arc. And now, what are they? There are two different types of reflex actions: unconditional reflex actions and conditional reflex actions. What are unconditional reflex actions? Unconditional reflex actions are natural, inborn, inherited. Nobody need not teach them. They are executed same way in all the living organisms. That means if sudden intense light falls on our eyes, we close our eyes. If we come in contact with a hot object, immediately we take back our hand. If we come in contact with a sharp object, we take back our leg, and in the same way when we sneeze we close our eyes that means without thinking, involuntary actions. That means so they are unconditional, there is no condition at all, unconditional reflex actions. And conditional reflex actions are those, they are not inherited, they are executed doing the same thing by several times. Such actions are called conditional reflex actions. So that means reading, walking, all these are conditional. That means doing same thing for several times without thinking the person performs the action. Such actions are called conditional reflex actions. So Russian scientist Dr. Ivan Pavlov had did the experiment with the dog about conditional reflexes. What he has done, he kept the dog hungry for a long period, and the dog was very hungry and it was in need of food. Then after what he has done, he rang the bell. The dog did not respond to the bell. Then he showed a piece of bread to the dog. When the dog saw the bread piece, it began to salivate. That means it is an involuntary action. It began to salivate. And again, then when he started a way, what is that way? He rang the bell and he gave the food to the dog. That means the dog, he continued it for several days. So the dog was conditioned to the situation that when the bell rings, it will get the food. So that condition continued for several days. After several days, the doctor rang the bell and he did not give the food, but the dog was conditioned. What was that condition? It will get the food when the bell rings. So that with the thought that it began to salivate. So that means the condition, the dog was conditioned to that situation. That means bell and food are associated. So that was a conditioned reflex action. That means doing same thing several times will get conditioned. Such actions are called reflex actions. So this is about reflex actions and various, that means which protect us from various dangerous external stimuli. So, and hope you have understood. And if you have any doubt, please let me know. And in the next class, we will see about peripheral nervous system and autonomous nervous system. Okay, thank you.